How's it going, folks? Today we have some Jets content to talk to you about with my guy here collaborating for the fourth time, Ben Wasserman, a Jets fan. Ben, how's it going, man?
Going well, Miguel. I'm super happy that I've been on here for four times now. Life is good. It's the summer. Got a lot going on with the Yankees. Garrett Cole was back yesterday, getting pumped for the Jets season. So happy to be on here. Thanks for having me on.
No problem, man. It's always a great time to talk to you. You're doing so much, and I'm so happy for you. As you know, I've told you before. But yeah, you just continue to do a lot, and I'm happy. Um, the Jets. So a lot, quite drama is going on with the Aaron Rodgers situation. On paper, this team is legit. Their offensive line got better. You have playmakers, their defense. We know what their defense is made of. This team is full of youth. And then when you have a guy like Aaron Rodgers on the team, I mean, hey, as long as he's healthy and productive, God knows what could happen with the Jets. So what do you make of this situation with Aaron Rodgers and, taking time off from these mandatory mini camps? And I feel for the head coach because he looks like he's thrown into the wolves, answering
Totally.
questions to the media. And I do feel that he's on the hot seat if they just don't make the playoffs. So what do you make of this whole Aaron Rodgers situation?
Yeah, 100%. Starting off with Robert Saleh, both him and Joe Douglas are on the hot seat if the team does not produce, and especially if Aaron Rodgers does not do good. And I do feel bad for Robert Saleh. I mean, he's not a great coach, but I still like him as a person. But Aaron puts him in horrible situations. Also, Robert Saleh doesn't really know how to say the right things. But Aaron not going to minicamp and doing whatever he does makes Robert Saleh, he just makes Robert Saleh speak to the media, and all he could say is, I don't know what's going on. I can't speak for Aaron. But it's like Aaron's not up there talking because he's not even there. Joe Douglas doesn't talk to the media. I think he talks like two or three times a year. So Robert Saleh definitely gets put in tough situations. He doesn't know how to answer the questions the right way. Anyway, what do I think about Rodgers, the Jets as a whole? There's a lot of people freaking out, and I get it. You want your quarterback to be there in minicamp. I get it. But I've already accepted that Aaron is a diva, as much as I like him, of course, because he's the Jets quarterback, and my friend just got me his number 8 jersey. But in my mind, if he is on the field for week one, that's all I care about. It's Aaron. He's going to do whatever he wants. I'm not going to waste my own energy saying, why is he not at minicamp? This team's a disaster, whatever. Been a Jets fan my whole life. We've seen this story with multiple different players, multiple different regimes. So honestly, right now, I'm not really freaking out. It's minicamp. He'll be here in preseason. He'll be here for the season. Just stay healthy. And in my mind, I would be happy if he just sat on the couch for the next month and didn't do anything. Just be healthy for week one. That's all I care about. So to answer your question, we'll be fine. I'm not wasting my energy on it. It's Aaron Rodgers. This is who he is.
Fair enough. Aaron Rodgers is one of my all-time favorite quarterbacks throughout my 25 years watching football. In my opinion, again, in my opinion, he's the most talented quarterback I've ever seen. So that's why, with a guy like him, with his stature, his talent, he should have had more than one Super Bowl on his resume. But I get it, winning is hard. Not everyone can go and win two, three, four. I mean, look, Patrick Mahomes, he has three now. But we know what Aaron Rodgers can do on the field. It's just when it comes to January, for some reason, things just doesn't go his way. But now he's a New York Jet. And this is coming from a Giants fan. No, I don't hate the Jets. I don't hate the Jets compared to the Patriots. So yes, I understand we're rivals, but I don't see the Jets like the way I do with the Patriots. And I say
Same.
this in a healthy way. But let's see what happens. Again, the Jets on paper, they look on legit, but they had to show that on the field. So, and yes, Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers. He's gonna be the way he is. He's gonna speak his mind. He's gonna do what he feels like it. Um, so yeah, I'm looking forward to see what he's gonna do in the regular season. As coming
Definitely.
from a Giants
No,
fan,
I
I'm
think
looking forward to that.
100%. I'm pumped. But I think there's a bigger thing here than Aaron, and it's Hassan Reddick. If Hassan Reddick doesn't play in like the first month of the season and holds out for a contract, then you look back at that trade that Joe Douglas made, and you're like, how was Hassan Reddick Hassan Reddick's agent and the Jets not on the same page. There's no way you could trade for a guy and he's going to hold out just like he was going to do on Philadelphia. Hassan Reddick's one of the best edge rushers in the NFL. The Jets have a great defense. If he doesn't play for the first month or if he does hold down and it becomes a big situation, it wouldn't be the worst thing, but Hassan Reddick is an absolute game changer. And I think that in the big picture is a bigger story because we know Aaron's going to play. He will show up eventually. But Hassan Reddick, I don't know. It's a big question mark.
Now, to finish up with this, we got to talk about the standings. Um, it's gonna come down to Miami, the Jets, if they get a healthy Aaron Rodgers, and the Buffalo Bills. The Bills, in my opinion, I feel they took a little bit of a nosedive. Compare this team just doesn't feel the same compared to how they were the last 2, 3 seasons. Um, Miami, we saw what they did last year, and we can't deny if they could do this again this upcoming season. So given what we have here, a healthy Jets team, prediction, there's not a right or wrong answer. How many wins do you think they'll get?
Yeah, I think I said 12-5. That's 17 games. That's how many they play. So it's 12-5, I believe, was my prediction. And I think on paper, they have the second best roster in the AFC. I don't want to say they're better than the Chiefs. They probably have an equal defense and have some more weapons, but the Chiefs have Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes, and they have been running the AFC show for like the last 6 years. On paper, the Jets should get to the AFC Championship. Whether they will or not, I don't know. I see them going 12-5. If you want to put a floor on the Jets, they got to get at least 10 wins. Their schedule is not that difficult. They have the roster to do so. They got to get 10 wins. The ceiling is probably 13 or 14, so I'm landing in the middle. I think 12-5. And when you talk about Miami and Buffalo, yeah, a lot of people have jumped off the Buffalo train. I personally, this is going to sound a little crazy. I like Josh Allen a ton. He's actually my favorite football player, a non-Jet player. And I still think Sean McDermott's a good coach, even though a lot of people hate him. They got rid of Stephon Diggs, but I feel like Buffalo's going to surprise a lot of people. They're going to, someone like me who's a better, I'm probably going to buy low on them because everyone thinks that they're done. And then Miami, they ended their season super poorly, but they also had the whole defensive line tear their ACL. And that's a monster thing. They played in Kansas City with like a few defensive ends that literally haven't played football in 13 weeks prior. So it's going to be a tight race in the AFC East. I think the Jets on paper have the best team in the AFC East. They have the second best team in the AFC. But yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of people are down on Miami, Buffalo, and honestly the Jets. So it's going to be exciting.
It certainly is. I have the Jets winning at least 11 games this season. I don't have the schedule with me. I don't have it memorized, but will the Jets play the Chiefs in the regular season this year?
No, I don't believe so. Thank
Oh
goodness.
man, that would have
Actually,
that would have been.
I could double check, but I don't believe so because they played the Chiefs last year, and I don't want to get into it, but the referees kind of robbed New York. But no, they don't play them again this year.
Man, oh man. But hey, I feel that it's gonna be an interesting AFC East division this year. Again, it comes down to durability because this is a very tough sport. No matter how much they try to water it down, and they will continue to water it down with rules being implemented. It sucks in one way. Like I get it, but it sucks in another way. But it's still not gonna avoid injuries, as we can see what happened with the Miami Dolphins. So, and I hate injuries because especially when it's at the wrong time, coming in January. So, but it's part of sports. We've seen it. And like I said, football is a very tough sport. Careers are short and fast. Um, but let's see who will take care of business in the AFC East.
100%. And this is a huge year, not only because Rodgers is 41 years old, but going into next offseason, the Jets got to pay Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, Eventually, going to have to make a decision with Breece Hall. He's an amazing running back, but running backs have a short lifespan, especially on one team. So big year when it comes to the salary cap and everything regarding the roster.